Hi Cancerians, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. I'm really sorry that I'm late. I haven't been well this week. I've been basically handling a lot of readings that have come in. I'm feeling a lot better now, so I'm on. It won't be like this, as I've said, every month. I'm moving out of where I am. I'm living with family at the minute. I've been living with them for the past year and a half. And I'm moving finally into my own place at the end of April. So I'm going to get into a rhythm now that I'm running Carol's Universe full time, which I absolutely adore and love doing. And I'd like to say thanks to everyone who's ordered a personal reading with me. Thanks to everyone who's liked, shared, and subscribed to the channel. Once I get to 15,000, I'm going to be doing a massive giveaway. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be free readings that I'm going to be offering. So once I hit that 15,000 mark, expect free readings. And I'll work out how I'm going to do that. There's going to be about 4 free readings that I'm offering at 30 minutes a time. So 4 30-minute free readings. Okay. That's what's on offer after I hit 15,000 subscribers. But in the meantime, my darlings, for all you Cancerians, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, here is your reading for the month of April 2016. And we've just entered into April, so I'm not too late, I don't think. Okay. So, Universe Spirit, show me what's coming in for Cancerians, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of April 2016. I need 2 cards from the top that represent the general energy for Cancerians, 1 from the bottom that will represent the advice card, and 8 in the middle that will show what's coming in for Cancerians. Show me. Show me Sun, Moon and Rising signs for Cancerians. Show me what's coming in for the zodiac sign of Cancer. Sun, Moon and Rising signs for April 2016. What's coming in? Show me what's coming in for the zodiac sign of Cancer. Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What's coming in for April 2016? Show me. Show me what's coming in for the zodiac sign of Cancer. I need to see the 2 top cards showing the general energies. The bottom card that will show the advice or the overall theme for the month. And the 8 cards in the middle that will show me the situations, events and people around this. Show me. Alright, so I've meditated on the cards. I'm going to split the deck into 3, as I always do. Gather it back up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the 2 top cards. That's interesting. 1 from the bottom. That's interesting. And the 8 in the middle. Alright, I'm just going to get my bearings on this reading because it's sort of a mixed match, Cancerians, of cards that are showing up for you for the month of April. Your general advice card is the 6 of Pentacles. So number 6s in the tarot often mean balance, harmony. They also can mean having to make adjustments as well. The major card for the number 6s is the Lovers. So the Lovers can sometimes mean making a choice. It can sometimes mean, do I give to one person? Do I give to another? 6s also deal with, especially 6 of Pentacles, can deal with approval. It can deal with being given a gift. So giving and receiving at the same time. But really, it's an interesting card, the 6 of Pentacles, because, you know, on the one hand, 6s do represent balance and harmony. But I feel that the 6 of Pentacles is usually a card about how we achieve that. And sometimes we have to make sacrifices in order to achieve happiness. And I feel that, in a way, it is sort of speaking about what sacrifices you're going to have to make within April to achieve that. Because this guy on the card, he has chosen to give to one person and not another. I always see that within this card. I always see the guy who gives 6 pentacles. Or is it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's given 4 pentacles to one person. and 2 to the other, funnily enough, because, or it must be 2, because if you look on this side here, the side that he's giving to, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are on that side and 2 are on the other. I can notice that he's giving actually 4 pentacles to one person, which means that he retains either 2 for himself or he's giving 2 to the other. And so, and also the balance, the scales, which shows 2. If you can see this, I don't know what you'd call it, what the scales are. They're called scales, but there's like 2 things there. Can you see the scales of justice? It's almost got 2 kind of pendulum things there. So it's almost like whatever he's got left is given over to someone else. So this is not just a month of making adjustments, but I feel that it's also a month of sacrifice. And it's also a month of choosing what it is that you wish to keep and what it is that you wish to give away, if that makes any sense to you. As a tarot reader, for me, I'm always looking for, you know, the inner, the most deeper meanings of the cards. I always look into the cards because they can reveal so much rather than just sort of going for the general meanings. Okay, so it could be a month of having to pay stuff out and retaining very little for yourself, potentially. It could also be a month of asking for help, but I feel that this is more a month of making choices. And this number 6 is about making choices, because the 6 of Pentacles is not just giving and sharing, it's choosing who you're going to actually give your time to. Sometimes this card can be about being in demand or having people ask you for help, potentially. Your general theme for the month is the Sun and the 5 of Pentacles. And these are 2 very kind of different energies. If you were to look at this, the meaning of the card, the 5 of Pentacles can be a card where we are paying stuff out. And it does. It often means where you are losing money. Okay, so you get that in a reading sometimes. It can mean that maybe you've got responsibilities. Maybe it's you that's just taking on the responsibility, because it's a card that the foundation really is rooted in having a lack of support. It can mean spiritual deprivation. It can mean being blocked or being left out in the cold. So being kind of, what's the word? If this was to show up in a love reading, sometimes this can mean there's a blockage within the relationship. You might feel blocked out by your partner. You might not feel that somebody's opening up very much. But it also can mean a card of support, because there are 2 people who are supporting each other in a situation that's quite desolate, a situation that's quite cold. They're out in the cold. So sometimes this can mean being somebody who actually stands out, or being somebody who's not a part of a group, or you perhaps don't feel that you're a part of a group, or you don't feel that you belong as such to anything or to anyone, if that makes any sense. The Sun card is a card about positivity, but it's a card about protection. It's a card about having faith. It's a card about good news. It can be a card about children. It can be related to things like birth, babies, young children. But essentially, this to me, as a card with the Sun, means that the Sun has your back. It means that you are being spiritually led. It can mean that you're being guided, for me. It can mean that you are being protected as well. And it can also mean that there is clarity coming to you in terms of a situation. I get this card in a lot of personal readings. And sometimes as a tarot reader, it's very easy to go to the general meaning of the card and think, you know, everything's positive. If this shows up in an outcome position, it means it's a really positive thing. It means that good things are coming to you. And it means that there are happy times ahead a lot of the time. But if it shows up sometimes in a center reading, and then you pick a clarifier card, and sometimes it can mean it's clarity on a certain situation that's coming to you. As a general theme for the month, I feel that there is protection. I feel that you're being looked after. I feel that for some of you guys, you might be going through a situation where you are feeling maybe out of sync, or feeling maybe out of the loop. It could be, for some of you guys, there is a sense of deprivation in a certain issue or situation in your life. But I feel with that Sun card, wherever you get the Sun card, it means that the situation can be resolved. There's clarity on it, and also that things will turn out well. And I feel that with the 6 of Pentacles, what it's saying is you're going to receive some assistance as well within the month of April. Now, I know that I explained the cards probably a little bit too much on readings, but I can't help it, because I like to look at what the cards are saying to me. Okay, I just feel that you are going to be receiving some sort of assistance. I feel that for some of you guys, it might be that you need to make some sacrifices along the way, excuse me, as well, in order to attain or to get exactly what it is that you want. And I'm saying that there are sacrifices because I can see some sword cards, especially the last two sword cards, that tell me that clarity is being achieved for some of you Cancerians in the month of April, and you're going to be able to kind of try and move forward. You're not out of the woods just yet, but there's going to be some clarity on a situation that you need clarity on. You're going to be facing up to the truth, and you're going to be able to kind of work your way through from there and sort through maybe a problem that has been intrinsic for you, maybe within the last few months or even potentially within the last few weeks. Your first card to show is the Emperor. The Emperor is representative of the astrological sign of Aries. It's the Ram. It's leadership. It's creating order and balance. It's trying to create some form of stability and foundation within our lives. We've also got the Five of Wands as well. And what I'm feeling here is that more than this being, I mean, there could be fighting within the family, yes, because your Emperor can be a father figure, it can be an authority figure, and the Five of Wands can be teenagers fighting or children fighting. So maybe you're having to put your foot down along the way, Cancer, if you've got young children, if there is any fighting within the family. It might be just, usually the Five of Wands in terms of a fight is not as aggressive as something like the Five of Swords. Sometimes it can mean petty arguments, some between children, between young people. Sometimes it can mean disagreements or even jealousy or even competition potentially. But I see this as working towards building something, because the Five of Wands for me, when I look at pictures on readings, Cancerians, I don't just look at the standard meanings of the cards. I've seen this card come up with the King of Cups, which for me showed somebody who was quite friendly, who was helping to try and get someone to build something. So I think it was somebody who was moving to a new place, and that card came up as the influences coming in, and it suggested to me that there was a friend there that would be helping someone to put furniture up or helping them to build something. So I can see the Five of Wands, dependent on how it's placed, as being a very helpful card as well. So this is where we're trying to construct something. So this can be many people working together to achieve something. And I feel that there is, for some of you guys, it could be a group, or it could be friends, or it could be many people working together to try and achieve some stability. With that Emperor card is there. I see that as being either a person who is at the head of a project potentially. Maybe you're trying to build something in terms of a project. Maybe you're trying to build on something new that's come into your existence, and you're working on it with others. I see the Five of Wands not just being a card of competition, of anger, of hate, or of petty arguments, but I also see it as a card of people working together. So I do see for some Cancerians this month, people are working together to try and get something done or build something. And that would really, I feel, speak volumes with the Emperor card, which is a card about building foundations, taking a very kind of stoical stance on a situation. This guy is usually in charge. He's usually very, very confident. And I feel that what this reading is sort of saying is you're going to be achieving some form of help or assistance in building something within the month of April. We've also got the Queen of Wands showing up. The Queen of Wands again is she's a fire sign like the Emperor is, and it's all about, with the Queen of Wands, confidence, ambition, hard work. But it's interesting how she faces the Queen of Cups, which is you guys. Queen of Cups, according to a lot of tarotists, is a Cancerian. Sometimes she can be seen as a Scorpio, but usually I would associate her with being a Cancerian. So this is you guys. It might be a friend who is, I'm seeing friends this month. I know it's a little bit of a mundane reading, and maybe you're thinking, fuck, no love. Where's the love? But I do feel that this is more friendships that we're talking about, Cancerians, in the month of April, because the Queen of Wands, often when she shows up in a reading, she should be somebody who's quite supportive to you. She's not as detailed as somebody like the Queen of Pentacles, okay? Which means that she's the type of friend who would be, yes, yes, we can sort that out, don't worry about it, and she'll just kind of get to it. She doesn't kind of look into things. She's more, oh, I've just dropped the last card. She's more the type of woman who will busy herself. She's a multitasker. Nothing's too much for her. She just kind of gets on with it, and that's the whole point of the Wands. They kind of just get on with it. So I see somebody giving you some real good advice in the month of April, and I feel that that's indicative of this Six of Pentacles. I feel that you are receiving some form of assistance because I see assistance in the Five of Wands, and I also see assistance coming in terms of the Queen of Wands. For some of you guys, it could be that you get some good news coming in terms of a creative venture, because when you get the Queen of Wands in a reading, sometimes this can mean a good news, especially if you get it in an outcome. And these are all really kind of, they explain the situation, but they're all situations and events that could potentially be coming in. So for the Queen of Wands, sometimes it's a new job. Sometimes you get what you want at the end. But it is essentially good news sometimes around a career. And with the Queen of Cups, maybe this is something that you've been working on, a creative endeavour, because the cups are often representative of creative things. They're also very spiritual. And the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups indeed are very spiritual energies as well, because the Queen of Wands, the Wands are also to do with spirituality. So essentially there could be something indicative of that. I'm also feeling for some reason that some of you guys might be looking to get back to a religious faith or some type of spirituality that you may have lost recently or in months gone by. So I just get the feeling that you're looking for some sort of divine intervention, or you're looking for some sort of divine help. And I feel that you do receive it, because I see the Sun as being the divine as well. The Sun card for me is your general energy, says everything is a-okay, or as I've said, you're being protected by something. And it's almost like the Sun is protecting these two people on the Five of Pentacles. It's almost like what you feel you don't have, you have, or what you feel you're not being supported in, you're being supported in, because to me the Six of Pentacles actually represents that as well. I did say that I felt that there were some sacrifices that potentially would need to be made by some Cancerians in the month of April. And I feel the sacrifice comes with the Ace of Swords, because usually the Ace of Swords is about facing up to the truth. And when we face up to the truth of a matter, when we are able to find the clarity in something, I feel that what this card really says is that we have to sacrifice it. For example, you might be waiting for somebody to come back to you, and you may have been waiting for a year, 2 years. But when you really sit down and think about the situation and think about it for what it was when you were together and how the relationship ended and why it ended, you then are able to face up to the truth and move on. The sacrifice comes in having to let go of all the sweet memories and having to let go of the feeling of wanting that person back. And sometimes that can be painful, because all of a sudden you feel out there on your own. You feel that you don't, that hope of the resurgence of a relationship isn't going to happen. So you have to just sacrifice that good feeling. So the Ace of Swords can work as a sacrifice in all sorts of ways. It's also a card of cutting away the old in order to introduce the new. And it can be, I've often seen this card when it really does represent just admitting to the truth and facing up to the truth, because the sword cuts both ways. On the one hand, it cuts in a very positive way because it allows you to move forward. On the other hand, you have to relinquish what it is that doesn't work. So for some of you guys, it could literally be having to face up to an honest situation and having to admit that maybe something isn't going to work and let that go. Because I am seeing some travel happening here, and I feel that it's more mind travel more than anything else. It could be personal travel, because we do have the Six of Swords showing after that Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. So for some of you guys, it could be personal travel, okay? Six of Swords often turns up when you're taking a trip. Usually it could be a long trip as well, across water, across the sea. So a boat trip. It doesn't have to be a boat trip, but it simply means the journey that one is taking. So I feel for some of you guys, you could be taking a physical journey in the month of in the month of April. But I also feel more than anything that this is, with the Ace of Swords, one is facing up to the truth. And with the Six of Swords, you're able to start the process of healing and moving forward. I see the Six of Swords as being a healing card. And because we have 2 sixes in the reading as well, this really says to me that for you guys, you are trying to achieve some sort of balance, harmony. And when we're trying to achieve those things, we're actually having to make adjustments within our lives. So I'm seeing some adjustments being made by Cancerians in the month of April. We have the Seven of Swords as well, and the Magician. Now, as an energy with those 2 cards, they can be quite precarious, because the Seven of Swords and the Magician can mean a liar. You see those 2 cards together and they can literally mean a deceiver, a deceptive person. And with that Five of Wands, for some of you guys, it could literally be that there is some sort of fiery, difficult energy coming in with that. I mean, yeah, the Magician is usually air, representative of air. I think he represents something like the 2 to the number 4 of Swords or something like that. He's air, okay? He's about communication, but he's also about thinking. He's a thinking card, because the Magician is number 1 as a major arcana. He represents the aces, so he's the creative card, okay? When you get the Magician in a reading, it means that the creative process has already started, but it's usually in terms of thought. Because the Magician, to me, represents air, this is often to do with communication and also the ideas that we have. So the Magician starts to formulate ideas, okay? And usually because he's also communication, sometimes what you can get with that Magician is a lying tongue. You've also got the Seven of Swords there. So the Seven of Swords can be about deception, mind games, playing mind games. It can also be a card of deceptive actions, because he's actually, you can see him in motion on there. So around you guys, there might be a deceptive character in the month of April. And if there is one, I feel that you guys will already know who this person is. And I feel with the Ace of Swords, you're going to be cutting that person out. You're going to be moving on. And maybe there's a sense with that Five of Pentacles being your general energy, that you know that there isn't anywhere to go with this. You're having to release something. And that's why we see the Sun card behind as well. Now, even though I said the Sun card is a general energy, Cancer, with the Five of Pentacles means that the universe has your back. It has your back, but it's kind of like a double-edged sword, if that makes any sense to you. Because on the one hand, we can see that you are making positive adjustments in your life. And I'm seeing adjustments here with the Sun and the Five of Pentacles. Because I feel that for some of you guys, it could almost be a release, okay? Maybe there's some clarity that you've achieved and you're able to move on from that. So the clarity would be with the Seven of Swords and the Magician, actually acknowledging a very deceptive character in your midst and moving on from that. So maybe the Sun and the Five of Pentacles is actually moving on from someone who, or actually arriving at a place that's quite clear for you and moving on from that, knowing that there has to be some form of detachment in order for you to actually progress as an individual, okay? Maybe you're having to move on from a situation with that Sun card, because I noticed that the Five of Pentacles is actually after the Sun. So the Sun for me is, as I've said, bright, it's clear, it's open, it's honest. But the Five of Pentacles after that says, what is the aftermath of this? For some of you guys, it might be leaving a relationship that you had a lot of trust and a lot of kind of hope for. And with the Five of Pentacles, it could literally be, okay, I'm having to leave a situation that maybe gave me some form of happiness or security, but it may have been a false security. Okay, and maybe for some of you guys, you're leaving something. You're leaving behind, because I'm noticing, and, you know, one thing that I did before, I remember a reading I did ages ago. It might have been for Scorpio or one of the signs, where I read the bottom card as being the outcome cards. But it doesn't have to be the actual, you know, when I do the 8 cards in the middle, Cancerians, for me, it doesn't have to be whereby the top is the first stuff that's coming in for you and the bottom is the last. I feel that it can go either way. And if I'm, you know, I'm a storyteller, so I look at the cards and I kind of read them as a story. And for some of you guys, it will be a case of that there is somebody who just isn't good for you. Seven of Swords Magician for me is never a good combination to get, to be honest with you. I just don't see it as a good combination because, you know, people often say that the Magician in reverse is the con man. But I can see a Magician as someone in the upright who can be just as cunning okay, because this is somebody who knows she's got control over something. Okay, often I see the Magician as a lying tongue as well, especially when coupled with that Seven of Swords, somebody who deceives by the very ideas that they put out there, and also by the very speech, by the very words that they speak. And I see with the Ace of Swords, as I've said, that maybe for some of you guys, you are facing the truth, and the truth shows within the Sun, because we see that the Five of Pentacles people are walking away from the Sun. So it's the clarity. It's the clarity. There are two clarification cards here, two cards that signify clarity to me, the Sun and the Ace of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords showing up after the Ace of Swords says, yes, the upset and the struggle and the sadness is still in the boat with you, because swords are thoughts, and sometimes they foggy the mind. So sometimes you might need to walk away from a relationship, and you might still be questioning why you've done it, or, you know, why did I do it, or did I need to do it? But your gut feeling, your instinct, your intuition, that's what you need to pay attention to. Okay, and maybe with this Queen of Cups, you're actually paying attention to your intuition, because the Queen of Cups is usually a tarot reader. She's usually psychic. She's usually a medium. She's usually a healer. She's very much a spiritual card. So for some of you guys, it could literally be with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords that finally you're paying attention to your intuition, and you're able to cut out the illusion. And the illusion is the Magician. Because the Magician is an illusionist, okay? He's not just somebody who creates. He's someone who literally creates an illusion. That's what magicians do. If they take a rabbit out of a hat, of course you can't take a rabbit out of a hat. It's the illusion of taking a rabbit out of a hat that creates the magic. So he creates magic. That's what he does. And magic is all an illusion a lot of the time, unless we can tap into our truth and our intuition and our base instincts. That's where the magic comes. Physical magic of taking a rabbit out of a hat, or walking on air, or walking alongside of a bus. Something like what David Copperfield would do, or dynamo. That doesn't really exist. They found ways and means in order to create that illusion to say, yes, we are all powerful, we're magicians, we are superhuman. But they're not, because they're human beings. And we are superhuman in terms of what we can create via our very energy. But physically, nobody can walk on water, nobody can walk in the sky, and nobody can pull a rabbit out of a hat. So therefore, to me, the Queen of Cups is facing up to the intuition. It's paying attention to your intuition. Okay, so for some of you guys, it might be that there's another woman on the scene, especially if you're female. If you're female and gay, it could still be another woman, obviously. But for some, but it doesn't matter, because these Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, they can be male or female, and that's whether you are doing a personal reading or a general reading like this. So for some of you guys, it'll literally be, I'm facing up to my intuition with the Queen of Cups. I'm cutting the bullshit out of the Magician, who is the illusionist. So I'm cutting through the illusion. I'm facing up to the facts, and I'm moving forward with that Six of Swords. I have to now make adjustments. Maybe this Five of Pentacles. For some of you guys, you might be leaving a relationship that seemed promising with the Sun. So you might be leaving something that gave you great happiness on the surface. But underneath, how can it give you happiness if you're living with an illusionist? If you're living with someone who doesn't really tell the truth? Or you're living with someone that gives you everything that you desire and everything that you want, but underneath, there isn't really a foundation. And this is where the Five of Pentacles sometimes comes in. Because you could be in a relationship, but it doesn't really have a strong foundation. It doesn't have a spiritual foundation. It's hopeless. It's a hopeless case. So for some of you guys, you might be seeing hopelessness in something here. It might be something that on the surface, because the Sun is on the surface, it gives brightness. The Sun can also cause an illusion as well. If you've ever noticed, out in the sunshine, the skin can look amazing. You stand in the shade and you actually see what's going on. So sometimes it's walking away from an illusion, because we've actually found the clarity on it. I feel that some of you guys are going to be rebuilding. And this is where the adjustments come in with the Six of Pentacles, because the Five of Wands can be rebuilding. For some of you guys, it might be an older lover with the Emperor card, okay? And maybe you're needing to sort through shit with this individual. Maybe there is some very tumultuous energy going on with this person here. For some of you guys, it might be two people. Magician can be a man. Emperor can be a man. Magician, usually someone who is very powerful, very controlling, beautiful to look at sometimes, tall, whatever. Excuse me. Emperor, older guy. Again, two very strong authoritative figures here. But which one is good and which one is not so good? Magician can be an air sign. Emperor is usually fire, Aries. So for some of you guys, it could literally be that you're butting heads, potentially. Maybe you're trying to find a solution to a problem with the Seven of Swords. But what I know of the Seven of Swords, as I've said with the Magician, is this is very kind of deceptive energy going on here. And I feel there is deception. You've faced up to your intuition with the Queen of Cups. And you're looking to move forward with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords. And this is where you get you being out in the cold. So maybe you've left someone and you've actually moved on and, what's the word? Left your support or left the thing that gave you your energy. Because if you look at the guys on the Five of Pentacles, they're moving away from the sun energy. So one card represents heat, one card represents warmth, cold. So Pentacles usually represent winter time, okay, within the tarot. But on this card, I'm noticing lots of snow. People are cold, so it's almost like you've done it to yourselves in a way. Some of you guys, you might be feeling shut out in the cold. For some of you guys, there might be rivalry with another person for somebody's affections, because I've got the Five of Wands there, and it is rivalry. But I am seeing that major adjustments are being made. There are all sorts of things that I could say about this reading, but obviously it's gone on to 30 minutes and we don't want to draw it out too long, Cancerians. But I'm seeing so many different things happening for you in the month of April. As I've said, to reiterate, I feel that for some of you guys, you are looking to rebuild. We've got that Five of Wands showing up with the Emperor, okay? So maybe for some of you guys, it could be that you're in a leadership position. You're overseeing maybe a project with that Five of Wands, okay? We do have the Queen of Wands there. Maybe there's some good news coming in for you over a creative project, okay? Maybe you're being given the go-ahead. Maybe something you thought you didn't have any support on, you do, which is hence we have the Sun and that Five of Pentacles. As I said, a lot of the time when you get the Sun card in a reading, it's very, very positive energy. For some of you guys, you're going to be receiving some help, some assistance, and maybe this is why we have the Sun who is trying to warm the cold of the Five of Pentacles, okay? It's trying to thaw whatever it is that was set in stone. So for some of you guys, it might be that you thought something was a hopeless case, but the Sun card is trying to thaw this actual idea, which is hence why we see the help being received. For some of you guys, it's going to be adjustments that you need to make. All right, because the Six of Swords is a card of making an adjustment, and sometimes those adjustments are difficult, especially with that card, the Six of Swords. It means that you've still got the problems there right in front of your face. You're still kind of muggy in the head. There's still not really any clarification, but you're trying to move forward and sort through your thoughts. For some of you guys, it's going to be that you are facing up to the intuition with the Queen of Cups. Maybe with the Queen of Wands, you're going to be taking action on this intuition. So if you're taking action with the Queen of Wands, Wands are usually action cards. So with the Queen of Wands, you might be looking to take action on something. She's facing the Queen of Cups, so maybe this is you, both of you. Maybe both cards represent you, Cancerians, okay? Especially if you are an Aries rising, you might be looking to take action because the Emperor is Aries, okay? And the Queen of Wands is actually Aries. Both cards represent Aries, astrologically wise, okay? So for both these cards, it could be saying that you're looking to take action on something. With the Emperor as well, with that Five of Wands, maybe as an energy, you're looking to kind of take down some form of a blockage. Queen of Wands takes action. Queen of Cups thinks, sits, intellectualizes. She understands her emotions, but she goes inwards, and maybe you're looking to take that out of yourself. Maybe you're looking to take action on how you're actually feeling, which would mean that if we do have somebody who's a liar in your midst, or somebody that you don't trust or have trust issues on, I feel that within the month of April with the Ace of Swords, you're going to be looking to cut them out, move on with that Six of Swords, as painful as it might be, and make major adjustments with the Six of Pentacles being your advice card. I'm seeing lots of wonderful things happening for you, Cancerians, in the month of April. I wish you the best of luck. There's lots of different things, I think, happening. But I think most of all, what this reading is saying is, as I say with all of the readings that I do, because the tarot is never a negative tool. There might be negative things that happen because that's life. But the end result is moving you towards something positive. I feel that you're moving towards positive changes within the month of April. I feel that you're looking to either build something new or take something down that no longer serves you. I feel that you're looking to take action on intuition or an instinct that you potentially have. This might render you having to make a sacrifice, which is what I said at the beginning of the reading, because it seems to me with the Five of Pentacles, one is making a sacrifice because the Sun is a major arcana and it's a big positive energy, but sometimes the Sun can be on the surface. Sometimes this thing can look very positive, very glowy, very optimistic on the surface, but the Five of Pentacles recognizes in a way after it to me that this possibly is not something so positive. So maybe you need to move out and maybe you're going to have to make a sacrifice walking away from that thing that looked really, really positive. But it just says that you'll either receive some help from some other avenue or you're going to just simply have to make some form of adjustment, okay? I'm seeing help for some of you guys coming in because the Five of Wands looks like it's trying to construct something. Queen of Wands can be a good friend. You are the Queen of Cups because you're Cancer, whether you're male or female. I'm seeing somebody's going to help you to face the truth and help you to move forward. If this isn't you as the Queen of Cups, this can be a counsellor. It can be somebody that you speak to. The Magician and the Seven of Swords, not just being deceptive energy, it can also be with the Magician, somebody who has the tools to help you move on as well. So if this isn't a deceptive energy, then this is somebody who literally has the tools to help you move forward. And the Seven of Swords is somebody finds a solution to an issue. The Magician then says, if you've found a solution to the issue with the Seven of Swords, you're able to start putting things into practice. You're not physically doing it as yet, but you're thinking about it. You're visually creating it, and it says with the Ace of Swords, you're ready to take some form of action on it and move forward. Not everything is resolved, but you make a start. That is your reading, Cancerians, for the month of April 2016. I would like to say thank you so much for joining me at Carol's Universe, and I'll speak with you guys really soon. Take care.